Callum, great to be speaking to you. Former WBA super middleweight world champion, Ring Magazine champion, but now you're fighting for the WBO interim in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, on the biggest card of all time, arguably. I mean, does it get much bigger than this?
Not really, no. I think as a fighter, you always want to perform on the biggest stage possible and the biggest platform, and I don't think arguably you get any bigger than this one. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be a part of it, but from a selfish point of view, my fight's the main event.
It definitely is as well. I mean, how does this compare? I know we haven't had Saturday night yet, but how does this all compare the Riyadh season feel from when you fought Canelo? I know it was in COVID, so it was a bit of a weird time as well.
Yeah, the Canelo occasion wasn't actually. It was obviously big in terms of the interest in it, but a lot of the media stuff was done via Zoom, and when you got there, we were in kind of a bubble, so it wasn't as big as what it probably deserved to be. And yeah, it was a big occasion, it was a big fight for myself, but this in terms of media and eyes watching and stuff, this is definitely huge. And I think in terms of the actual show, it's probably got like 7 main events on it, which is crazy when you think of it. But when it first got mentioned, it sounds a little bit too good to be true, but it is happening. It's a great show, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it.
Definitely. Obviously, WBO interim title on the line. Obviously, I imagine the plan is obviously get that, your mandatory challenger. I guess that's the path to fight the winner of Better Bib and Bivol 2 as well.
Yeah, I think as every fighter, you want to aim for the top. You want to be a world champion, and interim title puts you as close as you can get to being there. It puts you next in line, and guarantees you a shot at some point. So a win over Buatsi and taking his belt off and puts me closer than a win over probably anyone else would do so. So yeah, it's probably the fastest way to it for me, but I think regardless of the belt, I think it's a good fight anyway, but the belt just makes it a little bit better.
Definitely. I want to take it all the way back now. Do you remember the first time you walked into a boxing gym?
Not the first time, but I think our two older brothers who box, so I was always in the gym as a young kid, probably messing about, annoying the coaches for a few years before I actually decided I wanted to do it. But yeah, I basically grew up in a boxing gym, so yeah, I can't remember the first day, but a lot of my childhood memories revolve around being in the Rotunda.
It was definitely. I mean, let's talk about the Rotunda, Joe and Dec. I mean, two great guys in boxing as well. How have they shaped kind of your boxing life, so to speak? Yeah, the
Rotunda just as a whole, from when I was a kid, Jimmy Albertine and McAllister, all the coaches have been a massive part of not just my own childhood and upbringing, but a lot of fighters and young kids around that area. It's Kirkdale, Liverpool. It's not the best area, but it is in my hands. It's great. There's a lot of great people there, and I've got fond memories from being a kid. And I don't think amateur boxing gyms get the credit they deserve for keeping young kids on the straight and narrow and putting them on the right path, and just teaching discipline and dedication and putting your mind to something and trying to be better at something rather than what they do nowadays and just out and about in the streets and stuff. So yeah, it was massively influential to me as a kid, and I still go there now. I'm still there, still got a lot of friends in there, and still always check in and see how the amateurs are doing.
Definitely, and if you've got an amateur tournament there, the Phoenix Hotel right next to it, it's excellent.
Right by it, yeah.
If you're staying there as well. Do you remember your first ever KO, Callum?
First ever KO, yeah, probably. I stopped kids as amateurs, but it wasn't really a KO. But I'd probably say my third fight as a professional in Belfast on the Frampton Martinez undercard.
Do you remember what punch it was as well?
Yeah, it was a good shot, to be fair. It was a slip left uppercut left hook and dropped him. It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was a good feeling because I went to points my first two fights and thought I couldn't punch and I was going to have a long career. And then I put 6, I think 1 round knockouts together after that, and started developing power and getting a bit more confident. But yeah, after the first 2 fights, I thought I was in for a long career with a load of 12 rounds because I couldn't punch.
But we're going to overlay that KO, by the way, so everyone can see that KO after this as well. And also, what win do you look back the most fondly on as well? It might not be the world title win. It might be another one. But what win do you look back on most fondly?
Probably, obviously, the world title one means a lot to me. That was always the one I was chasing, the one I wanted, and to have a goal and chase towards it. And I've been a bit guilty of not enjoying the milestones on the way. Like I was British champion and I just wanted to be a world champion, so I probably didn't appreciate it. And I was European champion and the same. I just wanted to become a world champion, so I didn't really enjoy the milestones on the way as much. But I think the world title win's definitely one that, and then becoming British champion in a local derby was good in terms of bragging rights. And it's probably the first time in my career where there's people in my home city picking me to lose, so to speak. So that was good in terms of bragging rights, but in terms of wins, the world title one was definitely the best.
Definitely, and that was in Saudi Arabia as well. So you've got a good record here as well.
Yeah, I've had 2 fights here, 2 wins, 2 knockouts. One was become world champion, and one I've become mandatory for another one. So so I've got good memories over here. Can I make it 3 out of 3 and become interim world champion this time?
Definitely, and last 2 from me. I mean, Scouse boxing, Liverpool boxing is kind of on a bit, I don't want to say resurgence, that's a bit disrespectful to yourself and your brothers as well, but we've got Nick Ball now taking shows back, we've got Natasha Jonas taking shows back. I mean, a win on Saturday night, you could be another, you could headline there again. Yeah,
it's always great to fight at home in Liverpool. I was lucky enough to fight there many times coming through my career, won the British title, European title there, and defending my world title there was something I always wanted to do, either win one or defend a world title in Liverpool. And Tash and Nick Ball are doing their thing now. I think Nick Ball's fighting there in a few weeks as well, so it's good. I think boxing's a great fighting city, and it probably always deserved to have big world title fights in the city, and it didn't have that for a very, very long time. But now thankfully we're getting big shows there at the M&S Arena, the Echo to me. But yeah, it's good, and so long may it continue.
Definitely as well. I look forward to being back for Nick Ball's fight night as well. Final one from me, Callum. We ask everyone this: when all's said and done, what does boxing mean to you?
Boxing, it's all I've ever known. It's just, I'd done it when I was a little kid. I used to follow my brothers, and I think if they'd picked any sport, I'd have probably followed them into it. And thankfully it was boxing, and it's given me a good life, it's given me good opportunities, and I've met some amazing people through the sport. So although it's good always having success in it, I think there's a lot of success stories, and it doesn't always mean become a world champion. I think a lot of people live a good life and keeps them on a straight and narrow. But yeah, boxing's huge for me, and hopefully there's a few more big nights left in it.
Callum, it's an absolute pleasure. Best of luck Saturday.
Thank you. Mate. Thank you very much.